Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous two videos, I have explained the salient features of the wonderful software LaTeX and then how to download, install, configure and use MikTeX packages, Technic Center Editor, Sumatra PDF Viewer and also Evince Previewer. I strongly recommend the viewers to please refer to the LaTeX primer prepared by Indian Tech Users Group and available freely in the internet. The link is given in the description below. In this video, I will explain basic formatting of text in LaTeX. We shall go to the basic formatting straight away. Now, open Technic Center. The first command that you have to type is /document class article. Anything that starts with a backslash is a command. Without the backslash, it is an ordinary English word. Remember, document class is written as a single word without space between document and class. And then what is given within curly braces is mandatory, compulsory. Without this, the LaTeX document will not compile. When we say article here, we mean that a file article.cls is available in the specified location in the computer. What I mean to say is, suppose you want to type your research paper for the first time in LaTeX, you cannot say my paper here, unless of course mypaper.cls is available in the specified location. Normally we start with article. There are 5 standard classes available with LaTeX: article, book, report, letter and slides. However, there are umpteen number of non-standard class files. Every journal uses its own class file. All of them are based on these 5 standard class files. Now, this is a first command. Another word of caution is there should not be any character before this first command /document class article. You cannot have AX or anything, nothing. It should be there. Only one exception. There can be a comment. What is a comment? That we will come to it later. For the present, let us accept that the first line in your document has to be /document class article. Then next has to be begin document. Now you find Technic Center automatically suggests completion of this environment document. Let us say I type like this, control space bar automatically completes this environment. These 3 lines are very essential, without which LaTeX document cannot be compiled. Now, between begin document and end document, you type something. Let us say my name is Kalidas. After typing your text in Technic Center, save this. For saving, never use the desktop. Go to a drive other than C. In that drive, create a folder. And then I have done it in D. Folder name is demo. File name is tutorial 1. Technic Center will automatically supply the extension .tex, and then in the Technic Center, come to project, select create with active file as a main file. This pull down menu may not be visible to you because I am capturing only the Technique Center window, and this may not be visible to you. Therefore, I repeat again, in the Technique Center, click the project. There will be a pull down menu and then select create with the active file as a main file. Once you click OK, thereafter F7 can be used for compiling. F7 can be used for compiling and F5 can be used for viewing the output. Just because you have typed something in the editor, it will not be immediately available in the output. This is not a WYSIWYG system. You have to compile this, only then it will be available in the output. You might have seen compilation is going on at the bottom window, and on the right hand side Sumatra PDF shows the output because we have selected LaTeX to PDF profile. Now suppose I give here so much space, and also I bring the last word here, again compile, there will be no change in the output. What I mean to say is, LaTeX treats one space or 1000 spaces as a single space. And also, just because you have typed something in the next line in the editor, it will not be available in the next line in the output. For the sake of clarity, I have brought them here once again. My name is Kalidas. Right. Now, let us say I type a paragraph. I type a paragraph here. I compile. It will be available in the output. Now the question is whether we type it in the next line in the editor does not mean that in the output it will be available in the next line. This is what you find here. Compile here, there is no change in the output. Now suppose I want something to be typed in the next line. For the purpose of identification, I put here 111 and then put / here and then type the next para. Again, for the purpose of identification, I put 222 here and give a line space here and then type the next para. I compile now. Are you able to notice the difference between these two cases where we have got 111 here? The next, even though we have typed it in the next line, it actually starts in the next line. However, in this case where we have given a line space after 222, it does not start flush left. There is an indentation. This is called paragraph indentation. Paragraph indentation means this portion is treated as next paragraph. I repeat, if you put /, what we type next will be available in the next line. If you give a line space, it will be available in the next paragraph. Again, whether you give one line space or 1000 line spaces, there is no difference. This is not a defect in LaTeX. As you start using LaTeX, you will find this is a wonderful built-in feature available with LaTeX. Now, also let us consider what are the fonts available with LaTeX. Now, notice here that I have given a line space. Therefore, this will be available in the next paragraph with paragraph indentation. I want to suppress paragraph indentation. Therefore, I say no indent. I compile. You find in the output. First line is, as you can see, it is boldface corresponding to text BF boldface. And then next line is Serif. Actually, it should be called sans serif, but usually it is called serif font. The third one is slant, tilted towards right slightly. Fourth one is italic. And the next one is emphasize. Emphasize and italic will produce the same output. But if that is the case, you may wonder why do we have two such commands. I will come to it a little later. For the present, you understand that text IT and emphasize produce the same output. And next one is TT fonts, typewriter fonts, monospaced fonts. Whether it is character I or character M, horizontal space allotted is same. Then the last one is interesting. Small caps, text small caps. If you use this command, what you are given within curly braces will be available, all the characters will be available in capital letters. But if the input contains a small case letter, in the output the size will be small. If the input is capital letter, in the output you will find a large sized capital letter. Now, you can have the same effect except emphasize. I remove this. Same effect can be got by using text commands. What are they? Let us see. I will use Shift Alt and then select this. This way, column select is possible. Shift Alt is used for column select. I delete this. And then again, I use here Shift Alt. I select curly brace alone and then give a space. I come here and paste it here. Now, I compile. You find absolutely no difference between the first block of characters and the second block of characters. What I mean to say is, whether you use the text command BF or the LaTeX command text BF, the output is exactly the same. Similarly for others also, SF, SL, IT, TT, SC. However, as an author of a paper, please do not use text commands. Try to use LaTeX commands. Text commands are better handled by experts. Then, the next item that I would like to take up is, before that, I told you I will discuss the difference between emphasize and text IT. Consider this sentence. Capital of India is New Delhi and that of UK is London. It is sort of a question and answer. Suppose you say text IT for the whole thing. On compilation, in the output, you will text IT. In the output, you find all the characters are in italics. Now, capital of India is, this is what you would like to emphasize. Therefore, you put emphasize. New Delhi, and also here for London, you will find if their surrounding characters are italics, this will be in Roman font. What you have emphasized is in Roman font. If the surrounding characters is In normal font, this will be in italics. The same thing is applicable if you use BF. Surrounding characters are bold, and New Delhi alone, which has been emphasized, is available in bold italic. This is the difference between text IT and emphasize. One thing I tell you, if you know English, you know LaTeX. It is as simple as that. Then, let us take up the next item. What are the sizes available with LaTeX? I compile. You find the output here. Starting from tiny, this is self-explanatory. Tiny means the font will be very, very, very small. Next larger size will be script size. Still larger will be footnote size. Again larger, small. This is not normal, but normal size. Remember it. The next one is large. Capital L, large. Huge, capital huge. We have these fonts, built-in fonts. Again, these fonts are relative to what we select in the document class. If we say 10 point, you don't find any difference in the output, because even if you are not given this 10 point, it will automatically choose this as a default font size. In general, in LaTeX, what we give within square brackets is option. Without option, it will use default values and work. Suppose it is say 11 point. Then, for the entire document, the size increases. Let us say go for 12 point. You can see font size increases. Why to increase in such small steps? Let me go to 20 point. Compile. Do you notice what has happened? From 12, I repeat, from 12 we had this size. Next is 20. We expect this to increase, but actually it has decreased. You find in the result of compilation there is one warning. To find error, we use F9, zero error. F10 says LaTeX warning is unused global option is 20 point. There is no 20 point available with LaTeX. But you need not lose heart. Let us say you start with 10 point or 11 point or 12 point, and then come to, let us say, font size, 2 curly braces, let us say 20, 22, and then this is very important, select font and then type something and then close the curly brace. Now compile. You will find font size, this is font size 20. You can have it as any number, 40, 42, something. Any size is available. You can go on increasing the size if you want. Now, normally do not use this. Let it be reserved for package writers. As an user of LaTeX, do not use this command. If at all you happen to use it, remember to enclose the matter between curly braces so that the font selected here is effective only within these curly braces, not elsewhere. Now, next I would like to take up Now say, between the environment flush right, you type something here. And remember, unless you give this, if you compile, in the output, there will be no noticeable difference. However, if you use double backslash to indicate that the first line ends here, second line ends here, and so on. Notice also, here I have used double slashes immediately after the character R. Here I have given some space and then type this. Doesn't matter. You will find all the matter starting from 4 up to this is available as flush right. What do you mean by flush right? Put everything to extreme right. And then if flush right is available, naturally we will have flush left also. Flush left is also available here, like this. Put to extreme left. And then next our intention will be to try to put the matter at the center. We will use flush center. When we do this, what we find is there is an error as seen here in the output. Compilation, 2 errors. F9 tells us environment flush center is undefined. As I told you already, if you know English, you know LaTeX. Flush left means put to everything to extreme left. Flush right means put everything to extreme right. Flush center means everything to extreme center. This does not make sense. Therefore, it is not flush center. It has to be simply center. Again compile. Again there is error. F9 tells me that the environment center is undefined. Then you will remember that the author of the program is an American. Spelling for center in American English is CENTER. Not only for this, also for other keywords like color. When we come to it, we shall see. Compile now, we get it all right at the center. Then, if we happen to type a letter in MS Word, say we have typed something like this, and then we write thanking you. Begin flush right, end flush right. There you put yours faithfully name like this. This is fine. But normally what we require is, in the same line as that of yours faithfully, we would like to have flush left the station, the place, and corresponding to the signature, we would like to have flush left the date. Then suppose we use here flush left, it will be available only in the next line, not in the same line. We can use what is known as mini page, that I will come to it later. Again, what we normally do with the MS Word is to type this in a tabular format. That way also we can do. For the present, I will tell you something else. I will use some other technique. I will say you find here the date and then H fill. H fill is horizontal rubber spacing starting from the end of this character 0 to the beginning of this character y. Similarly here, automatically you find date and place are aligned perfectly like this. Then let me take up something not exactly connected with LaTeX but English. Let us say an example of government undertaking is State Express Transport Corporation in our place. Suppose you type this sentence in MS Word. You try and you will notice that government and undertaking, these two will be underlined with a green wavy line. That means government is a noun. Undertaking is also a noun. You cannot type two words, two nouns together unless, of course, they are separate, they are joined together by means of a hyphen. In that case, you have an example of government undertaking is SETC. Okay. What are other examples of hyphen? Now, let us say I am thinking of recovering my sofa. That means I want to redo the outer layer. That's the meaning of it. Then suppose I remove this hyphen. The meaning will be entirely different. I am thinking of recovering my sofa from someone who has taken it away. Similarly, we will use hyphen starting from number 21 up to number 99. We will use hyphen. Or consider the last case. Take a 5 hyphen or 10 hyphen minute break. You can take 5-minute break or 10-minute break. That's the meaning of it. But usually it is written like this: 5 hyphen or 10 hyphen minute break. In comparison with this, consider these cases. Door numbers, we say it range from 101 to 190 in this street. Those who are familiar with numerical mathematics will know Newton-Raphson method. Suppose I put here hyphen. It means Newton-Raphson is a single person. When I put two hyphens, it means there are two different persons. Newton is one scientist, Raphson is another scientist. Similarly, Thomas Fermi equation. In these cases, you will find n dash is used. Even though in the editor you have used two hyphens, in the output you will find this dash to be slightly longer. This is called n dash. Then there is one more dash available, namely m dash. Consider this sentence. The new nurse who was wearing the same purple scrub as the old nurse. Now, we have used here parentheses, round brackets. Suppose I remove this sentence, this portion of the sentence within brackets. Does it make sense? Answer is yes. The new nurse entered the room with a tray. If I introduce them back, it only shows a description of the nurse. What we have within round brackets is a description of the nurse. In that case, we will use what is known as M dash, 3 hyphens in the editor and the longest line in the output. Consider the next sentence. One thing is for sure, colon, he does not want to face truth. Again, instead of colon, we can use hyphen. Now, hyphen, all of you know, is the smallest line. N dash means width is corresponding to the letter N. M dash means the width is corresponding to the letter M, slightly longer. Then, there is a special problem, as you may think, with respect to LaTeX. He said, come tomorrow. I have used here a quote, here also a quote. Then, what you find in the output is opening quote is not alright. Can you see this? Opening quote is not alright. In MS Word, this will be automatically corrected. But in LaTeX, this does not take place. You have to use for opening quotes the key available in your keyboard on the left of number 1 in the top row, like this. Now you will find the opening quote is alright. Suppose you want to have double quotes, you can have it. 2 numbers. Here also you have 2 numbers. You can have double quote. Now, let us assume that you have copied matter from MS Word onto LaTeX. And it contains many quotations like this with the double quotes, not 2 single quotes, with the double quotes in the opening as well as in the end of the quotation. What you can do is, you can go about each and every occurrence and change them suitably. Or you can use find and replace in each case. Otherwise, there is another trick. You can use a package called CS quotes. And with this command, use package CS quotes and then make outer quotes like this. If you compile, you will have here automatically the result is alright. What I would suggest is, if you are sending a research paper to a journal, do not use this. They don't like it. However, if you are having a thesis, people are bothered only about the output, not about the source text file. Whereas journals refer to source text file. In source text files, preferably, this is not to be used. But in a thesis, people are bothered only about the output. In that case, you may use it, not otherwise. Then, suppose it is just one word or one sentence, you may use quotation mark. Suppose you want to quote a long paragraph, what to do? Then, I want to introduce a dummy package, Lipsum. Lipsum is Lipsum I put ellipsum 1, then it gives me a dummy paragraph here. Okay. Then I again copy and paste it, or I can simply place a cursor here and Control D. Control D will be copy and paste or duplicate the line. We have here. Okay. Then I say quote Control space bar and then ellipsum 1. Look at the output. You find the matter is indented on the left as well as on the right hand side. This is the case of a quotation which is very, very long. Suppose it consists of 2 paragraphs. Like this. I give a line space here referring to a paragraph. Right. In that case, you find here there is no paragraph indentation. There is no paragraph indentation here. However, if you need paragraph indentation, use quotation environment, and if you use within quotation environment 2 paragraphs, you will find here indentation is there on the left and right. However, there is a paragraph indentation also available here. If you need paragraph indentation for quotation, use quotation environment. If you don't need a paragraph indentation, use simply quote environment. In the next video, I shall explain how to have itemize, enumerate and description environments in LaTeX document. Thank you for watching.